Good afternoon and welcome to Chargers Outside Zone. I'm Chuck.
I'm Thomas.
And today we're going to go over Thomas's mock draft 2.0.
Yes, we've done mock draft 1.0 at the start. At this point, we're doing mock draft 2.0.
Yeah, and you know, we started the podcast real close to the draft, so we're going to fit two of these in. We're going to get this 2.0.
We might even fit three next year. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see what the calendar allows next year. But for now, we're going to get this one out there Tuesday ahead of Thursday's first round. So should be super exciting. Just a reminder, our disclaimer is this is a father-son hobby. We are not experts, and I will do my best to keep Thomas away from hot takes.
Which we have done pretty well in.
Yeah, we have a streak going.
And we've grown our sources, or not.
Yeah,
I've grown my YouTube sources.
Yeah, so we'll see. Let's go ahead and with that, we're gonna go ahead and
We're going to go ahead and look at my mock draft.
Yep. All right. So with the number one pick, you have the Jaguars taking edge Aiden Hutchinson out of Michigan. I think it's, you know, at this point, 2 days away. It's between two people.
It's between two people, and no matter what the Jags do at number one, they'll be happy.
Yeah, and then at number two, you have the Lions taking edge Trayvon Walker out of Georgia. So whether it goes Hutchinson Walker or Walker Hutchinson, these are the two likely to be off the board first.
But I think the Lions would like to be there.
Yeah,
other than Walker, but
yeah, Aiden Hutchinson.
That's the point.
Yeah, Aiden Hutchinson going to Detroit sells a lot more jerseys and
tickets,
and sells a lot more season tickets.
And also, they have 2 first-round picks, so they could go for a quarterback to get that fifth-year option.
Remember, we're just at pick number 2.
Yes.
So let's stick one pick at a time here and take a look at pick number 3. You have the Texans going offensive tackle Evan Neal out of Alabama.
Yes.
And
to protect what they think is the franchise quarterback.
Yeah, so just bringing in protection for Davis Mills. At number 4, you have the Jets selecting edge Kayvon Thibodeau out of Oregon. Now, this is a change from 1.2, where Kayvon Thibodeau has moved up the board for you. And I think he still went to the Jets in your previous mock, but here, instead of taking him at number 10, they go ahead and grab him at number 4.
Yes. Now, if they trade for Debo, like some reports are saying, the fear of someone else grabbing him at number down the board, is there.
Understood. And I think Kayvon was at the top of the board early in the process, fallen due to different reasons. Maybe people got bored with mock drafts, but you see him returning towards the top of people's boards here as we get close to draft day. At number 5, you have the Giants selecting offensive tackle Ike Mekwonu out of NC State. Now, I think this is a drop, but I think, obviously he was at number 4 going to the Jets in your last mock, so this is not a significant drop.
But it is a drop nevertheless.
Yeah, and actually just
it's not,
he goes to the same city.
It's not to say that he's a bad player. He's an actually good player. It's just the Jets think that there's if they
Yeah, if the Jets go Kayvon Thibodeau and Ika Mekwanu's on the board, he'd be a great selection for the Giants. At number 6, you still have the Panthers selecting quarterback Kenny Pickett out of Pitt.
Well, that is because the head coach is on the hot seat.
Yeah, and does bringing in Baker Mayfield and paying quarterbacks $40 million or whatever the number is, or bringing in Kenny Pickett, who's the most NFL ready.
Some say most NFL ready of this class.
I mean, at this point, you got to think that Matt Rule is not going to be the head coach of the Panthers in 2023. So
no matter what you think.
Well, just there's no likely scenario where Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, or Kenny Pickett get you into the playoffs. Could be wrong, but let's see. And then
let's see. I mean,
Panthers select here at 6, but they don't select again for an eternity in this draft. So,
and also they've been in on the quarterback carousel a very long time.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. All right. Enough of the Panthers. At number 7, the Giants are back on the clock, and this time they take wide receiver Drake London out of USC.
Drake London's just tall dude.
Tall slot receiver.
Yes.
Yards after catch.
That's going to help Daniel Jones.
Well, yeah, bringing in a wide receiver
and the top offensive lineman.
Yeah, and I think you also felt like they might double up on offense here because Kadarius Toney might be on his way out
of New York. Another rumor.
Yeah, another rumor there. But let's see. So Drake London goes to the Giants.
It's basically rumor season.
Yeah, and we're going to get a lot more of that here in the next couple of days, of course. At number 8, Falcons taking quarterback Malik Willis out of Liberty. This is a move up at the board for Malik. I think you had him at 16 to the Saints last time.
I think with their departure of their franchise quarterback, quarterbacks usually go quickly.
Yeah, quarterbacks go early in the draft, and
no matter what year it is.
And yeah, with the departure of Matt Ryan, Malik Willis could sit behind Marcus Mariota for a year. It's a good selection. Here, number 9, Seahawks taking quarterback Desmond Ridder. So once again,
they traded their franchise quarterback to the Broncos.
Russ Wilson to the Broncos, and now they have Drew Lock. Why not bring in a rookie to give him some competition?
To sit behind Drew Lock.
Yeah, well,
Drew Lock might.
The last time the Seahawks brought in in that case it was a free agent quarterback, Matt Flynn, and they drafted Russell Wilson in the 3rd round.
So a little history there.
And Russell Wilson ended up beating out the free agent. All right, at number 10, Jets taking offensive tackle Charles Cross, Mississippi State. This is a slight fall for him. I'm guessing he probably went Giants at number 7.
Yes.
In your previous. So, slight fall there. Obviously.
But again, a good balance for the Jets.
Jets don't get a wide receiver in this draft, but they get an edge and an offensive tackle to help them. I think it's a good haul.
To help their franchise quarterback.
Yeah. All right. At number 11, you have the Washington Commanders taking quarterback Ahmed Gardner out of Cincinnati. This is a little fall for him. I don't think it's very much. We'll see where he ends up going, But obviously, if you have quarterbacks, edges, and offensive tackle in that top 10, somebody's going to fall, right?
Someone's going to fall.
Yeah.
And this cornerback class is very deep.
Yep. At number 12, this stays the same as your previous mock, where cornerback Derek Stingley from LSU goes to the Vikings.
Yes.
Just seems like a great fit, doesn't it?
Just seems like a great fit. Most people are going with it.
Yeah.
So
Definitely one you see many, many times. At number 13, you have the Texans selecting edge Jermaine Johnson out of Florida State.
the Texans need help.
Yeah, I think the Texans need a lot of everything. I think PFF, positional needs everything. I haven't necessarily seen Jermaine Johnson mocked to the Texans before. I don't not like it.
I went with the assumption that they need everything, so they just throw dart.
Once again, like the Jets,
board.
if the Texans came out with Evan Neal and Jermaine Johnson, I think they would be a better team than they are today.
I think they would.
Yeah. At number 14, this is a move up the board for Trent McDuffie, cornerback out of Washington.
Yes.
Generally a Ravens defense that needs some help.
Another corner, just to again, this class is very deep.
Yeah, and I think the Ravens lost Tavon Young. There's some question. Marcus Peters coming back from injury. I couldn't tell you if Jimmy Smith is still around, but I think this would help out their defense. Number 15, Eagles taking wide receiver Jameson Williams, Alabama. Obviously,
Alabama connection.
Well, Jalen Hurts and Jameson Williams. Well, Jameson Williams was only at Alabama for 1 year. Not much of a connection, but
same school connection.
Yeah, but it's not like they played together like Tua and Jalen Waddle. But
that is a stretch.
A little bit of a stretch there on the connection. But the one thing for sure, Jameson Williams would add to that wide receiver room and give Jalen Hurts, an option opposite of Devontae Smith. I think this would be a good pick.
And also, they, so the Alabama offense is so deep that any wide receiver, any offensive weapon could work.
Yeah. At number 16, you have the Saints taking, I think this is the Saints not getting Charles Cross, but they go ahead and take Bernhard Raymond out of Central Michigan. This is a move up the board for Bernhard Raymond. I think you had him going 31 to the Bengals in your last mock.
Yes. Now they need offensive line help,
and this would bring it for them. Bringing Bernhard Raymond in. The one thing is if you go back and look at the combine, he's just a different athlete. At 6'6" and his weight, he just carries it differently than a lot of people. But I think he would be a great right tackle
for anybody, for any quarterback that the Saints might draft or keep.
Yeah. I'm not going to ask you if you're going to take the call from Jerry Jones this time. You've hung up the phone on him twice. I'm not going to give you a third chance.
I might.
At 17, you went Chargers offensive tackle Trevor Penning
again
out of Northern Iowa, staying with your previous pick.
again, offensive line help.
Yeah.
Now, most fans go wide receiver or Trevor Penning. I'm happy at the wide receiver position. We just need offensive line help.
Yeah. And so that has been consistent for you, sticking with Trevor Penning as the Chargers' number 1 draft pick at 17, and hopefully keeping Justin Herbert upright for many, many years to come.
Also, interesting fact, our GM hasn't went back-to-back picks before on this same position
in the first round,
back-to-back years.
Yeah, but this year I can see where he might break habit. And
we're going for a championship.
Yeah, and not a tremendous number of holes on the roster, but as everybody's highlighted, definitely a place where the Chargers can add.
We don't want an Achilles heel.
Yeah, and you would hope that Trevor Penning, playing at Northern Iowa, could come into a professional team in the NFL, hone his craft, improve. I mean, the guy's 6'7", 325 pounds. He fills the spiderweb chart like we showed a couple episodes ago.
Yes.
So
if we don't get one of the other picks at tackle, he's good.
There should be a lot there to work with, and if you have professional offensive line coaches and assistant coaches, and you have a Rashawn Slater in the room already, Matt Filer's been around for a while, Corey Lindsley.
We have a lot of help.
Yeah, it should be a room to help him get better.
Maybe
not really get better, just minimize the bad habits.
Maybe a Pro Bowl selection. We can only hope.
All right, with that, we're going to move on to pick 18. This is where the fall for Kyle Hamilton stops. Eagles here with their second pick. They went wide receiver at 15. You went safety Kyle Hamilton out of Notre Dame here for them at pick 18.
Yes. Again,
just value at that point, right?
Just value.
They need help in the secondary.
Yes.
He provides it.
I mean, they traded their picks to the Saints.
Well, they traded one,
but had the other two.
Yeah. Not sure where you're going with that, but
so
yeah, they went ahead and took Kyle Hamilton here.
That puts the Saints. It's just value at this point.
Yeah, that puts the Saints on the board, and they take wide receiver Chris Olave out of Ohio State. Should really help out a Saints offense in search of some weapons, I think, at this point.
Yes.
You have the Steelers here going quarterback Matt Corral out of Ole Miss.
Yes. I realize that you might not like that pick, but
that's a terrible pick. I think Matt Corral fits better in the New Orleans Breakers offense than the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean,
I think a year behind Kyle Sloter would do him wonders, and maybe he could lead the Breakers next year as they try to repeat while Kyle Sloter is a backup somewhere in the NFL.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, also.
Anyways, moving on from that pick. that terrible pick. At number 21, the Patriots take wide receiver Garrett Wilson from Ohio State. This is quite a fall for Garrett Wilson. I imagine, that people are going to be scrambling to draft Garrett Wilson if he's on the board at 21. We don't have trades in this mock, but, I mean, can you imagine? I can only imagine that the Packers and Chiefs are going to be calling to move up to get him.
I mean, if they do, they have the draft capital.
They have draft capital, and the Patriots like trading back, and they wouldn't have to trade back that far. And,
So it's a more likely trade.
Yeah, but, whether Garrett Wilson ends up on the Patriots at 21 or the Packers at 21 or the Chiefs at 21, what a steal. And they're going to have a great wide receiver for a while.
And also, trade rumors abound about the Las Vegas Raiders tight end.
Yeah, so this is the Patriots pick at 21. I think you're talking about at 22, the Packers.
Yes.
Wide receiver Jahan Dotson, Penn State. And the news of the day being Vegas and Las Vegas Raiders and Green Bay potentially doing another trade.
Yes, this would be 2 trades by the same team in the same year. How about that?
Crazy.
Have you seen that before?
Who's the player they're talking about? That might be important.
The tight end.
Darren Waller.
Darren Waller.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where Darren Waller would if he goes to the Packers. I imagine he would be quite successful playing with Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
Strange that you spend money on Devontae Adams and boosting up Derek Carr. You'd think Waller is a corner piece of
the offense,
and then all of a sudden you start talking about trading him.
I mean,
wouldn't be me.
Wouldn't be me with the Los Angeles Chargers and Justin Herbert.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be me.
All right, so we're going to get through these last picks. We're going to start moving through these. At number 3, you have the Cardinals taking cornerback Andrew Booth Jr. out of Clemson. There's some medical stuff going on with Andrew Booth Jr. We'll see where he falls and he lands. Yes. At number 24, you stayed with the Cowboys selecting wide receiver Treylon Burks out of Arkansas.
Again, they just need wide receiver.
And like we said on draft mock draft 1.2, he looks pretty decent opposite CeeDee Lamb. So let's see. Bills at number 25. Really, I think this came down to looking at the draft at who's on the board. Zion Johnson sitting there. The Bills luck into him falling to 25.
Yes.
And they would have to be happy about that.
I mean, Bills Mafia would be
jumping through tables.
Throwing themselves through tables.
Yeah.
At that point.
At number 26, you have the Titans taking linebacker Devin Lloyd out of Utah. I think you had Devin Lloyd falling out of the first in 1.2, so this is... I
mean, Titans just need linebackers and wide receivers.
And the Titans have taken linebacker in the first round before, so they would be following a precedent that they set. At number 27, you stayed here. Buccaneers taking interior offensive lineman Kenyon Green. We already talked about that.
You just don't like.
And I think this is also a little bit of a run because then the Packers take wide receiver Sky Moore out of Western Michigan. You have that in 1.2.
They just need wide receiver.
Yeah. At number 29, Chiefs take wide receiver George Pickens is from Georgia. And at number 30, Chiefs take wide receiver Christian Watson out of North Dakota State. So those 27 through 30, you stayed to your previous board. And then at number 31, the Bengals, if you're looking offensive linemen at this point.
That needs to be addressed.
Yeah, but
no matter if they made it to the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean they still need to focus on their offensive line, but at this point, even Bernhard Raymond's gone in the top 20 picks. Zion and Kenyon just came off the board. So they go to the other side of the trenches and take Devontae Wyatt out of Georgia. I think that's a solid pick. Puts him at the back end of the first round.
Yes. And it's a Georgia player. I think there's going to be a run on Georgia players on this draft.
And then to finish off, probably a very long Thursday night, you have at number 32, the Detroit Lions taking quarterback Sam Howell out of North Carolina. And as we talked about this before,
they need a quarterback.
They need a quarterback. This gives them a fifth-year option on Sam Howell. Great. It would be a good decision for them, and obviously, hopefully things work out for the Lions so that they're not picking top 5 again.
You know why?
This time next year.
You know why there's a run on quarterbacks all the time?
Why?
The fifth-year option.
Yep. Good point.
It matters.
It does matter. All right. That was Mock Draft 2.0. If you made it this far, really appreciate it. We're actually going to be doing a bonus episode for Thursday release. Yeah, we're going to try
something new.
Yeah, we're going to try and take a look at one of the paid analysts, their mock draft 1.0, 2.0, and 3.0.
And 3.0.
In a short series called Mock Drift. And then we're going to...
Where they landed.
And we're going to go ahead and give you our final thoughts heading into the draft. But with that, what do you say we get out of here?
Yes.
And do us a favor. Follow us on Twitter.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe on YouTube. But on Twitter, follow us at LAC Outside Zone.
And subscribe to the podcast.
Subscribe on YouTube at Chargers Outside Zone. On Apple Podcasts, you can find us on Chargers Outside Zone. Please subscribe there. And feel free to email at chargersoutsidezone@gmail.com.
We might bring it on to the pod if it's decent.
Yep. And do us a favor, come back Thursday for the bonus episode. And with that, we'll see you later. Thanks.
See you later.